Hello and welcome to another episode of the xTool Live Squad stream. Um, Beginner stream, I said in the title and the past two streams, we were also on this topic, so I hope you guys have seen what I've been doing. We can do a very quick recap, and otherwise I would advise you to go back to the other episodes and watch those. They might contain some information for you if you're a complete beginner. Maybe also for people that are already a little bit on the way, there might be some useful tips and tricks. So, hope you're all doing well. My name is Nicole, for those who don't know. I'm part of the xTool squad hosts. I do hosting in case people would like to see the xTool S1. That is the machine that I have here in my workshop. And I give demos for that. So in case people would like to see that live in action, or people would like to see that online, because well, I live in Denmark, so yeah, it's a little bit maybe far away if you come from the UK or from Spain or wherever. But no worries. There's also really nice squad members there, and through this link here, you can actually it's a link QR code, and there you can find my room, how you can book me for a demo. But you can also come through there to find my other squad teammates. So benefit of doing a demo is you learn something about the machine. You can see it in action before you actually put all your money down to start crafting, which I definitely advise you to do because it's just really a lot of fun to do. But if you do that, you can get a host assist. So we as host, we can assist you with an order. Then you get an extra 1%. Then you would say, okay, what's 1%? But if you buy a DTF machine over 5,000 euros, then that 1% is going to be a significantly little bit. So all little bits help. So I would always advise you try to go through a host, get a demo. The demo is for free, so you don't really lose anything. Anyways, so then on the other side here, there we have my code. That is a normal discount code in case you need something from the store, from the official xTool website. You can get some extra money off. So that is always very nice, I think. Let's go to my screen. I have prepared a few little bits and bobs, which is very unuseful for me, of course, but I had a little bird whispering to me that maybe I should try to prepare this a little bit. So that's what I did actually. So I'm gonna see that I can pull that up. There. Now I haven't started the music yet. I will do that. I don't know how loud it's gonna be. Did I do this? So I like to listen to loud music, so I've always put my speaker on loud. So and the last time I blasted you guys' ears, so I'm trying to not do that again. Let's see there. So yeah, here you already see a little bit of what what I will do today. So that's a little teaser because I'm gonna go back to a different canvas. A different canvas, yes, a different canvas. If you go all the way to the bottom of your xTool Studio, and you see in the bottom left, you see layers. This is what is happening on that folder. So a canvas is like a canvas, and you put all those little bits and bobs on there. So these are the bits and bobs, and this is your canvas. Now, sometimes you have a folder and you have multiple canvases because you do multiple things in one go. And that is the one above it. It says canvas. You click on that and then you can see you can add extra canvases, but this is all going to be in the same project that you are working in. So that can sometimes, if you have, for example, a bottle opener and you make it in different designs or different materials, then you can have that all in one project. So that's going to be easier sometimes to organize. So we just go back here. This is a little bit about the recap. We talked a little bit about vectors and about bitmaps. And here you can see this one doesn't light up, it lights up around the edges. That is for me a clear sign that this is a bitmap. Now, what is actually a bitmap? Now, that is the part that I actually prepared. It's not perfect. Let me start the music and then I'm gonna calmly tell you guys what it is. So. Calm. And I hope I'm not gonna go too fast. It is nothing extremely difficult, but yeah, when you're new to it, everything might be a little bit overwhelming. So I'm trying to not go too fast with these things. I'm gonna go with this one. I think this one was the best explanation that I have for you guys. So I hope you guys can see this well. So what is a bitmap and what is a vector? Well, a bitmap is actually like little bits, little squares, and each square has its own color. So you kind of have like a mosaic. And when they're all really tiny, they create a very smooth surface. The downside of a bitmap is that is just one pixel, and that pixel that doesn't change in size. So when you stretch it, it actually stretches the whole thing. So it doesn't get recalculated. So when you enlarge it, you actually are starting to see that the squares that were once like this, making it look very smooth, are gonna be like really big squares of a color. And that can be really beautiful, especially for photos, because you can use very easily gradients, because those color, those different colors, they are so many, so they can actually create a very beautiful gradient or shades and such. So for photos, that's actually really nice. But if you want to make it really large, like a really large poster, you don't really want that, because you don't want people just to look at a bunch of square blocks with colors, right? Because then it gets blurry for our vision. And that is where the vectors come. And a vector is actually just a mathematical drawing. So it actually is code, and it tells it, okay, I have a dot here, then I have so much line to there, then I have in this angle, then I have so much line till there in that angle, and that is how it continues, and it creates the shape, which causes that your shape is going to be super sharp, no matter if I'm gonna make it like yay big or yay big, because it always knows, okay, I need to go from here to there in this and that angle. So they are scalable, and especially when you want to cut out things, or you want to have silhouettes. Silhouettes are really nice to have, because you don't need all those shades and gradients. So that is kind of why you do that. Here I can also show it. It's also very nice to work with a vector, because I do not need to individually change the color of the individual pixels. So if I'm zooming into this really big, you can see that these are all very tiny pixels. Maybe I can make the thing also really big, then it will become even more apparent. Yep. Big enough? Go bigger. Go bigger. Okay. I think now it's gonna become very apparent. So let's zoom in on this, and now you can see very beautifully, you see all those little staircases. Those are all the pixels. So that's what happens. Now, if I grab, can I find it? No. I need to see that I can find my way back. If I do the same with this one, let's make this one big again. It's a little bit difficult because there are edges to the file, how far you can go with your work. So trying to get it a little bit on the same size and angle. Okay, now you can already see, because this one is a lot bigger than the other one. And when we zoom in, you can see that this one, no matter how big I make it, it always knows how it needs to do that. And it doesn't need to stretch out pixels. So it always stays sharp, as you can see here. Here you see all the pixels, and here the line is always forever straight. So that's a little bit on bitmaps and vectors. Trying to get it back into a good size. Come here, you. My alien butterfly. Caterpillar is actually. That's how we named it. Is the music still very loud? Is that... Yeah, it is very loud. I don't know why it was loud this time, I'm sorry. I hope you guys could catch anything that I said. So this is the difference between the bitmap and the vector. Now, like I said, the benefit of working with a vector is you can alter it very easy. So if I want to edit this, I showed it last time. Let's say I want the doggy to have a little bit of a bigger bum. I just do it like so. And now my doggy has a little bit of a bigger bum. So that's actually very easy. Hello, Straw. Nice of you to be there. Alternatively, if I edit the compound, so then I edit parts of it, I can just say, okay, I want this butterfly actually to be there, and I want it to... hey. Why is that pulling? There. Oh, no, I still have the dog selected. Select horizontally, so I want it to look like that, and I want it to look up to the doggy, or maybe down. Maybe I want it to be there. They have a staring contest, and now we can even do it like so. So I'm gonna copy and paste it. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V, make it really small, and I'm actually gonna give this one. Gonna make it. Oh, please don't do this to me. Yeah. So this one was behind it, so that was a little bit difficult. So I'm just changing the angle, and now it looks like it's actually looking down a little bit. I'm gonna make it look a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, where is it? There. And now I say done, and I'm just gonna edit this, and I'm gonna change the shape of this into something like so, and now we change the angle here. There. Now we have an evil staring contest between the butterfly and the dog. And that is how simple you can work with vectors, because you have a lot of control over the individual lines. You have a lot of control over vector parts, which makes it super easy to just quickly change. If you want to make a series of different expressions, or just slight alterations on each model that you make, this is definitely an easy way to go. Same goes for text. There is text that is a vector shape, and there is text that is actually still text, and you can rasterize that on a later point in case you want to change it, because now there is nothing to do so. But you can go to right click, and then you can say convert to path. So when you see all those dots, that is a path. So that being done, that's a little quick recap of what we did. We looked a little bit at all these different things. One of the things I want to go for first is projects. And I have to have a mention with that. It's really nice. There's a lot of people that really do really awesome projects. What I would advise you to do, if you go for such a project, always see if people put in like real life images and some instructions, so you have an idea, so you know that people actually have made it and that it is actually functional. This way you will not moreover, if you're a beginner, please pay attention to that. It's because otherwise you might need to have to clean up some of the projects that are on there that have not been tested out by people. Let's see this one. Here you see people have been making it, and you see it really works nicely, and people have been reacting to that. I don't know if there's any instructions on this one. I don't see any instructions. Often you can also find instructions on there. They also have like the materials often that you can just click like, okay, this person used from the xTool store the 3mm birchwood plywood sheets. Then you can very easily go there and do that. But yeah, it's all made that it can go really fast if you want to start your crafting journey. So yeah, definitely I would advise take a look at it on other projects. If you do not really want to take a project directly from there, you can at least use it as inspiration. I like to scroll through it like other people scroll through Facebook or Instagram, just to get inspiration, like, hey, what do other people do and what can I make as my own idea in this. So that's a little bit about the projects. Then there is also templates. If you just want to make something beautiful for someone and you do not really have a wild imagination going, here you can find a lot of pre-made things that are actually really cute or beautiful, and you can just easily use them. So let's say a Taurus, that is my zodiac sign. Well, I can now just, if I want to make like a coin or whatever I want to put it on, I can just easily have something with that related. Oh. Then we have applications. Now applications is also very useful, especially the first one. That's the material test. I did one a little while ago, so I would definitely advise you to check out that video, because it shows how you can set up a material test. I still have here, well, it's a bit oily because I dropped my oil on it, but here is still the idea that I had, like, okay, it's gonna have to be between this and that range, because you want to make sure that it's not gonna do nothing because you put the settings too low, but also it's not gonna cause a fire or anything because you're gonna try the settings too high, but you want to have like this nice middle range. And with that you can easily also go into the material library, because there's a lot of people testing this for you, and there you can actually find approximate settings which you can then test on your own materials. It's definitely an idea to always test your own materials, because if you have different types of wood, it doesn't always react the same. So I have, for example, this thicker birch wood, and I have this very thin one. I can tell you both of them react very different to my laser. So for that I have like this little cube basket here, and you see I have made different of those material testings, and here you can see I also tried it on the smaller ones. I also have other MDF board that I tried, because you can actually engrave on really a wide variety of things. One of my favorite is actually cork, because that is very forgiving and very beautiful. Gives very beautiful markings. Yeah, then that is that. That is about the material test array. If you would like me to showcase that, then just let me know. Then I can dedicate a stream to that, so we can do it on maybe some different materials. There's also smart nesting, in case that you have a piece of wood, and let's say I have 5. Is it grouped? I think it's grouped. So I have a bunch of these dogs, and I don't know how big they are, but let's say I have a 60 by 60 piece of wood. Yeah, that is. And then I can select these all, and I say, okay, start nesting. And what you will then see, 60 by 60 is going to be way too big, of course, for it. So it can just, it will put it in, so you have as little as possible-ish material way, so it actually fits on your part. But I can also say, like, I have 300 by 600, and I say start nesting. And here you can see it's put one upside down. So I have 300 by 300. It's still the same. I need to see if it's possible. Here you go. Now you can see the smaller I make my wood. So this is like the size of the piece of wood that I have, and I want it to help me to put it on there, so I don't have to puzzle myself. That's kind of what it's useful for. Measurement. If I know that I have a keyring that is a certain size, then I can just click here and I click there. And well, if this falls within the size of my keyring, I know, okay, that I can do. Well, otherwise, we all know what measurement is useful for. Measure twice, cut once. That's how I always learned it. Grid array. That's also kind of similar as nesting, but you just make it like so, and then you can say, okay, I want to have this 20 times or not, but then it just copies what you already have. So I cancel that now. So let's say like we do all the other doggies away. But this one actually goes. So there we go. And now we can say, okay, we can also have only one, but you can make this into a big sheet if I want to have like a lot of those. And you can reduce the spacing as well. Okay, this is cool. So you can do it from the center, or you can do it from the edges. So yeah, you're gonna have to go a little bit wider, but then you can have them a little bit more narrow, I think. Oh, it's just as if you're drunk, right? So now I kind of create a very tight cut, because I can squeeze these in a little bit more because the tail falls right under the chin. This one can have one more, and now you see this way I have actually a very tight cut with barely any loss. So that is then how it is. Pretty easy, right? So you have a lot of little tools at hand, and then come all this, the fun stuff. Oh, I have not said these are also very nice. The batch fill is if you, I think the F2 is really good at that, so you can just have it fill out on the same. And we have the circular array. So let's take the doggy again, and I'm gonna click circular array. And now it just made it in a big circle. Oh man, it made so many. It's 4, 8, and I have not done so much with this. I think it's really nice when you make like a simple part. Can I make 4 copies? Just I'm trying to figure out how I can make this nice. 500. Oh, that's really a lot. Start at 1. And end at 10,000. Oh. Okay, now it goes. So if I now have 20, there. It's a little bit of puzzling, but you can make like very beautiful circular arrays. So if you want to create something cool and you don't want to puzzle and measure it, this is super easy to use. And now we get to the generators. Now I'm not gonna go too much in depth with this because I kind of do a lot of streams about it, and then I usually pick one of them and we test it out. There's a lot of new ones coming at the moment, also third party, so from other users they come in. I definitely like the original ones so far, best because they are tested a lot, and it's definitely worth to check them out. For me, the box one is one that I use extensively. I really like this one because you can choose different styles of boxes. I made this one for Easter, and you can change a lot of settings and things to make that look nice. You can say the design block has to go. You can also say I don't want to have a side pattern if you don't want any heavy cutout happening. Yes, confirm switch. So you can have like a lot of different types of boxes, even the ones, and these are very fun. This is a special way how they do it, that actually you can bend the wood, which is really cool. So this one looks like a book that folds. So that's kind of all I wanted to say about this for now, and I would just advise you play around with it. If you do have any questions, you can just contact me. You can find all my links there. On my website, there is like a whole list of links where you can find the way that fits best for you, how you can reach me. Now we're gonna go to the other canvas because I prepared this for you, because there is also this one, AI Make, and here you can see I have been playing around earlier a little bit with that, because I want to show you guys something. So here we have the original bitmap. So this is one that I created earlier on in a different program, and I was playing around with that. It's Sumi-E style. It's a style that I really love it because it's very peaceful to my taste. And this engraves really beautifully. But there is sometimes, if I want to engrave, for example, on leather, these details are not going to come across very well, because you can't really make so well shades in leather. It's best to actually have like a black or white setting. So what I asked it to do is to vectorize that, to create from this a normal vector. But if I try to make this and I say trace, that's not going to work very nice, because it's going to be very difficult to create all the nooks and crannies, and you get like overall shapes, and that is not really going to do it well. So that is where the AI comes in, and is actually a really good help, because the AI does understand what we want, and it can do the hard work for us. So this one I used with fast. So you have two modes. You have the fast one that only costs 6 credits per image, and you have the quality mode that is 15. Now I wasn't satisfied when I did the one with the fast mode. Sometimes it actually is just equally good, but here you can see a little bit the differences between fast. You see that the house here, you can barely see, the trees became a little bit up close, a little bit wobbly. And here you can see this is the one that was the quality generation that I asked it to do, and here you can actually still see the house, and also the trees have a little bit, they remained a little bit better in shape. So I can put it on score, then you can see it a little bit better, how it's generated those different lines. And also here goes, I can very easily change that, these lines. So if I ungroup it, and I say here, for example, this, and I say edit. Now this is going to be a little bit heavy. My PC is definitely going to hate me for this. But let's say I want to have this, the side of this mountain, be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to create a little bit more shade here. Say done. Now you can see it has a little bit more like a shade side to this. And you can just very easily, if I want to have some changes on this, I can easily do it if I want to reconstruct it a little bit more, because I think this one was a bit prettier. I can actually just move that over. So now I'm gonna make it compound again, because otherwise I'm gonna have separate parts. Now, we talked about SVG earlier, and an SVG is actually a bit of code, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. If you actually put it in a notepad, so this one is SVG, and here you can see it's an SVG with a width of 100 millimeter, and well, you can see. Did I change the size of this? I think I changed the size of this. There, should have stayed so. So this is 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter. It has a view box, and it says it is a circle with a CX of 50. I don't know what everything means. I can't write code, but this is how it is communicated. So it's just an equation. It's a code towards the PC that knows then how to make this shape. Same goes for this one, and here you see RECT stands for rectangle. That is how it is, and this one also changed in. Oh no, here's the width and height, like so. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys. And now maybe I have this little piece of wood here, and maybe we can see if we can put that on. So I'm gonna check how big this is. This is exactly 10 centimeter. So what I do, and this is something I really like to use, is I'm gonna create a square. If I keep shift pressed, it will remain, it keeps the aspect ratio, so it's a perfect square. Let I go, then I can also make it like so. So that is what shift does. See, I can now just go up and down, and then it just doesn't do anything to make it a rectangle instead of a square. So I just make this, and then I say 100 because that is 10 centimeter, and I just place that for here for now. And I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna make this smaller, and we're gonna put that on here. And let's take this one. I like to duplicate that, so in case I make a boo-boo, I still have my original. It's not always needed, and you won't always need that, but I find that more safe and comfortable for myself. So I'm now turning everything off, so I select everything that I don't want to have. And actually my square itself also doesn't need to be engraved. It's just so I know where it is. Now I'm gonna put this in the machine, so I'm gonna change my camera point for you guys so you guys can actually see that. So I'm gonna put the clamps on because this is a very light wood and I don't really want it to somehow move. Now the first thing that we're gonna do, I don't know if it's very visible, but I place the module right above it so you can see the crosshair that is now above it. And we're first going to measure the depth, so then the machine knows where the focal point is of the beam, so it has a good focus. Otherwise you get blurry or nothing will happen at all, or it will go too deep. So with that you go here to the little auto measure point and you click on that, and then you will see absolutely nothing because I didn't put the needle back on. So here's the needle. We took it off the last time when we were cleaning it. There. Okay. So we took it off last time when we were cleaning it, and I tested you guys definitely, and nobody said that that I didn't put it back on. So you're all failed. No, I'm just kidding. So you press it and then the needle drops. It will take the measurement point and then it resets itself on the little foot that is there. And that way it knows how much depth it has measured. Very handy. You don't really have to do so much work. So let's move this around, otherwise it's going to be a little bit hard to see. We're gonna take this one here. What we're gonna do now is it's a square, so I'm just gonna go with the square or the rectangle. We click on this little flag icon, and that is to mark the processing area. that is going to help me to know where is actually my piece of wood compared to my canvas here. So I click on rectangle and I say start marking. Now I roll back to my machine and I'm gonna push the button on the front, which you can see there. There's like here, there. There's this little lighting blue button on the front, and that is actually the one that is creating a dot every time I press it. Now I will only need 2 because we're doing it in the rectangle. Were you to use the polygon, for example, then you need as many as the shape is, and how much you want to measure that out. The line is of course also 2, and the circle is 3. Now I find that the circle is very difficult to pinpoint very accurately, so I usually go for the polygon anyway, because a small change in where you place the dot really matters big time on the circle measurement. So I'm gonna do that now. So I'm gonna go and place the crosshair like here, and I'm just gonna ignore that my part has rounded angles, and now you see it appear on my screen, right? I do that for the same here. So I line up the crosshair with the 2 legs there, exactly on the corner. I press the button and then I can just leave it like that. That is how I know where actually my material is. We click end marking, and now we see, and now you can also see why I have my square, because you can see my square is lining up pretty well compared to my there. So that way I kind of know if I was doing it right. So when you see those lines, it's gonna be, you can see those are help lines, so you can see that you are in the middle. Now I'm gonna grab my testings, because I want to know what happened before, right? Now you can see I had, these were my early ones, so I was still learning just like you. And I think because this is the one that I had a global test, that's why you have so many. Then I picked the ones I liked most, and then I made another test based within that range, so I have a bit of a better understanding, like, okay, we're gonna go very accurately on what is really the best one. So I think I should go for 95-35. Yeah, I think that's actually gonna be enough. Sorry. So now the bitmap is a little bit different than the vector, but I'm gonna show that by using exactly the same settings. So I want to have 35 power and 95 speed. You can either drag these or you can click on it and you can type it in. Now with the bitmap, you actually get options like, okay, how do I want it to show me what I have? So here you can read everything. If you hover over them, I would definitely thank you for for the bless you. You can read everything on what it does. I would definitely advise you to just read it through calmly, because you might find a preference for yourself, how you think it works best for you. So I think this one, Jarvis, might actually be pretty good. I don't want to go for like newspaper. I normally go for stocky. I think I'm just gonna go with Jarvis. And the lines per centimeter, I'm just gonna leave it at 100. You can play around with that. I do not want a unidirectional because I don't want my machine to go all the way back and do nothing and then take the next line. So I'm gonna keep it on bidirectional, so when it moves to the right it's lasering, and when it moves to the left it's still lasering. So that way you work kind of twice as fast. Now this one we're gonna just do the same. So we had 35 power by 95 speed. We're gonna go one pass, 100 lines, and here you have just the same options, but you don't have any of the options that you have as a bitmap mode. So when I click somewhere on the field, you see that these two are not ignored and all the rest is ignored. So I know it's only gonna do these two things. If I'm unsure, I can, if it's really above where I think I put it, my machine, then I can click framing. And then I can press the button and it's gonna show me where it thinks that my design is gonna be. And there you see it nicely fits into the area. I think it actually may be a little bit more up. Not too much. But let's actually put them both a little bit more to the middle. So are they in the middle? Align, horizontal, align. Now they should both be in the middle of that. So let's do the framing once more. And then we can see if that is really nicely on the subject. That looks fine to me, and it also doesn't touch any of my folders there. So I think that's fine. So let's say process, and then we get an estimated time of 13 minutes, which is pretty fast, I think. It's also not very big. It's on a 10 by 10 piece of wood. So let's just start it. And I'm gonna put it on the big screen and I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the view for a little bit. There we go. explain a little bit to you guys, because the way I now put this image, I have not put any alterations to it. This is just the image as is. Now you see that there's a lot of beige. I will show it. Change the screen for a second. I promise I will give it back to you in a moment. But you see that the image itself, this here, if I zoom in, you see that it's all beige, right? So that is also a color for the printer. So that is why it was first doing, you would feel like nothing. So what it does is that it reduces the power of this to create this shade. But if it's so low that the wood is not affected by it, it will not show anything. So, and the darker it is, the more power it is going to add. And that is how you get those gradients. So, but it takes, because I did not change this, that it all has to also laser that with a very low power. Would I have a different material, like this is wood, and it still needs a decent amount of power to actually do that. Would I have done this on that thinner black stock paper? It would definitely have engraved something, because that one is very delicate and it reacts very fast to heat. So that's kind of what I wanted to show. Now there is a way, in case I want to alter this, right? Because I maybe do not want my laser to try to laser this. I'm gonna copy and paste it again, and I'm gonna show you. If I click edit, I can say my material is gonna be basswood, right? And I can now say auto adjust, and this is then what it's gonna do. Now I'm not happy with that, because I don't want it to do all those things, right? So I'm gonna say undo, and I'm gonna go with the adjustments, and I go for grayscale, and then I'm gonna play around with this to make what's dark darker, and this to make what is white lighter. Now everything that is pure white is not gonna try to do anything, because the white is no information. So anything that is not white is information that's gonna try to engrave. So, and that is usually enough. So I'm just gonna find the right spot, and I can add a little bit more dark to it. There we go. I think this would be the best way if I would do it not just for showcase, but if I want to make a serious art piece, then I would rather go for something like that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show. So I'm gonna go back to the task list, and I'm gonna back on this one so you guys can see. We still have about 7 minutes to go. After that, I will show you guys the results, and you can then tell me what you think about it. So let's go back to the machine for a bit. you see now is it was done with the first part, and now it moved on to the next part. Now everything that is now black is gonna get the full power of the 35 power, because everything is fully black, so it doesn't need to lower the power to create a lighter shade as it did with a bitmap. And that difference is what you will definitely see in the end result. So I find it very interesting to see the difference, so I'm curious what you think. Gonna be ready, I can see that. I hope you guys enjoy looking at this as much as I do. I still find it mesmerizing to see. Last minutes ticking away. I think I'm gonna make a little text above it and below it to mention what it is, what it did. And I think I might on the back side of it make a quick scoring, so you guys also can see what scoring does to that, because that's actually very fun to see. I find joy in trying to educate you guys, so I can share my knowledge, what I know. I'm not much of like a promoter and hype, but I would really like you guys to understand what you're doing and how to do it, so you guys can also do it and share the joy of crafting. Now, very important, of course, when you are engraving, always stay with your machine. It's a basswood plywood, so it's like a piece of simple wood. And hello, Holly. Nice to have you here. So that is finished. So let me make a little text here. We keep it in Norse font. So this was a bitmap engraving. It's very different, right? So I'm gonna make that small, put it in the middle. And I'm gonna Control copy, Control V. So it is on there. A bit lower. Where's the middle? Where's the middle? There. Okay. So this is a vector. A vector engraving. So I'm gonna turn all the other things off. There. This one is on, and this one is on. And this one also needs to be off because I copied that, so it takes also the. If this one was on the output, then it will also be on if I make a thing. Oh yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna make this above it, just a little text, and I selected these and I turned it off. So it was on, turn it off. So now I can see I only have these two. This is gonna be rather fast. It doesn't need to have anything very special. It automatically took the settings for this one, and you can see that also here. I can also say, okay, I want it a little bit deeper. So we're gonna go with 200 speed instead of 300. Alternatively, I can say instead of that, I use 80 power and 300 speed. So let's say process, and that is gonna take 54 seconds. So let's do that. Oh, and I'm gonna bring you guys to the machine again. Okay, now that is done. So we say finished. I wait a moment till all the fumes are extracted. gonna move all this here, and I want that. Gonna show you guys. There. That is how it looks. So I will show you from close. That's the bitmap engraving. And then here is the vector engraving. Come on, focus. You see the difference? So I think that is a very different result. So now I want to show you guys the quick scoring. So I prepared that in there. As you can see, I have, instead of engrave, I put this on score, and what it will do, it will follow all these scribbly lines. So that will also give a very different result. I think engraving is the best for this because of all the shadows that it tried to mimic, but I just want to show you guys how it is doing that. And then we're also gonna take this and this is a vector scoring. Let's put this one in. Now we do not need to check for a new depth, but I do need to fix my processing area because I might of course have slightly moved around because I do not have it in a jig. So same process here. So there is my marking. It should be approximately the same, but you see there's a slight change. I not been entirely in the middle. And let's see what happens when I do this. Now I need to turn these off as well. Up, clicking it twice because it was mixed. So if I have, for example, these two, this one is off. So, and this one is on. So if I, for example, have these two, you will see that it is like with a little, it's empty with a little green stripe in it. That means it's mixed. So if I want to turn it off, I first have to click it and then unclick it. So let's just click this one on. And let's go and do this. And also I want to show you guys this. And this. I'm going to show you guys also what is the difference between engraving and scoring after. What is the difference in result? Because that is something, a technique I do a lot, and I think it is just bringing out your piece a little bit more. So let's see how long this will take. 11 minutes. Now let's go. I think it's having a hiccup, so I'm gonna cancel it because I see that there's nothing appearing. So I'm gonna cancel it. Confirm. Finished, and I'm gonna pull up here with these buttons. I'm gonna put it back up. So now I reset where it is. Okay, it took a very low power. It's definitely so. I have not. I assumed that it would take instantly a stronger one, but it didn't. So I'm gonna go with actually. Let's go with 150 and 80 power. So it's a lot higher like that. And also this one didn't do it so well. This one did okay. But this one definitely needs a redo because you guys can't see it. I don't know why it is blurry. Let's see if it works now. So yeah, also this happens is that's why you stay with your machine and not leave it alone, because you don't know. Sometimes it can have a hiccup or you forget something. Maybe you have the power too high. I see that this is actually already like a little bit intense. Not in like a dangerous way that I think will ignite, but I think it's gonna be a bit too dark. But we'll see what happens. And this is why we do testings. And that is why you stay with your machine. So the reason why it worries me that I have set it to a too high setting is because when it goes first on the one side and directly on the other side as well, as you can see that the lines are very close to one another, then it has double the heat because it hasn't cooled down yet. So then you get often like a little bit of the burning. It's not really burning, but you see like the burn marks around it a little bit more. I do find this always very enjoyable to watch because it's following the path instead of just going left and right. So let's take a little bit how you can become a creator for xTool. Well, you can become part of the xTool squad. You can find it on their website, and from there everything is gonna fall into place by itself. And thank you, by the way, for the compliments, Adam. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick closer look so I can see how it is doing up close. looks really nice. I think it's still too dark, so I would definitely go for a lighter one next time. But currently I have the settings here. I'm scoring it just, so it is just actually following just the raster lines. I'm trying at the other side. I don't know if you just tuned in and if you saw it, but on the other side I showed what is the difference between engraving a bitmap and engraving a vector. I will show it when this one is done. So are you also using lasers, Adam? What kind of lasers do you have? I'm curious. Let's see how far we are in. We still have 6 minutes left. See you later, Straw. Sweet dreams for tonight. Hello, Red Spiral Creations. Nice of you to be here. We're engraving on my xTool S1. And I'm trying to showcase what is the differences in the different engraving ways that you can engrave. So currently we are scoring on a piece of basswood plywood, just to show that the pathing of the machine is very different. It follows the lines instead of going left and right. So that creates a whole different style. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I'm dreaming of having the F2 Ultra. I am currently still tightly connected just to my S1, but I hope to expand at some point. Yeah, I would love to have a MOPA. It's I have made like these coins, but on the 20-watt diode or the 2-watt infrared, it's just yeah, like putting a very small film. So it's. I think they became really cute, but I would love to emboss them.
Red Spiral Creations look just followed.
No, thank you. Yeah, I will. When do you stream? Because I would love to see it. I find it a lot of joy when there's other people that have the same interest as well. Oh no. Well, thank you. Do you already stream for a long time? Oh, well. I'm gonna be ready, okay. I'll loosen up. Okay, nice. And what is your favorite things to do when you're streaming? Like, what kind of projects do you take on? Chill, chat, and engrave. Yeah, that's really nice. Two and a half minutes. I'm not sure if you guys can see that already, the difference if you have like a normal engraving and if you then put a scoring over it, that is the one that says vector scoring below. It just makes it pop out a little bit more, so it's more like it's in depth. That's kind of funny how I said that. It doesn't pop out, but it goes deeper. Yeah. From a distance, it's actually pretty nice, right? When it's so intricate. It's very detailed, everything. I think we covered quite a bit today. So if any of you guys are gonna have any questions or something, then please thank you. So much happening at once. Now my machine is done and I'm getting raided. And hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Popojo07 just followed.
Thank you for the follow. It's you guys make me all shy. Well, that's really lovely. Shall we go and check out the result of the scoring that we try to do? Okay. So this is how it came out. You see that it's quite dark. And on the other side, we have the bitmap engraving and the vector engraving. Now there's so much light in my S1, so this is now my second year, so 2 years. How long have you been doing it? Pretty nice. And what's your most favorite material? You like the bitmap version? Yeah, it is a little bit more. It has a little bit more shade, so it has a little bit more feeling. Yes, I'm Dutch. That's correct. Good hearing. Yes, I can see if I can show it on the proper camera, because there's so much light in the machine that it is kind of blurring out. Yeah, I also started out on glass. Glass is definitely something I really enjoy doing, but it was really a pain to figure out how everything works. Especially because you have to paint it. It's not a UV laser, so it wouldn't see it otherwise. And actually, very funny, one of the things that that I find working easiest is just with a chalk marker. I have those very beautiful, colorful chalk markers. Well, today we were actually having a beginner stream. I was going through some settings on the xTool studio. So let's see what I can show. Really now? No, I did not know that. I always thought it wouldn't see it at all. So white chalk marker will make the engraving black. Is that because of the titanium dioxide? Because that is something I was working on. That's really cool, because I have like this tile, right? And I made it with titanium dioxide. And that is known for making everything very black. It is found in white paints and stuff, so that's really funny. But I said to one of my squad members from the xTool squad, like, okay, I want to try it on glass, but I haven't tried it. No, I have not been trying on canvases, but I did try cotton bags, which is really cool. You can get really beautiful results, but it's very tricky regarding that it becomes very delicate. I think the UV laser would be a better choice for that. So, but yeah, here I have like a little bottle where I have mixed titanium dioxide together with some isopropanol, so some alcohol, and that I pour over the tile. I merge it. Actually, I just made a file on Atom how to do it, if you guys want to have it. Let me see if I can quickly find that so I can share it. And there. There you can find it. So you take blank canvases and you do UV fluorescent paint, multicolor and top with black. I have seen those, yes. I have tried it once because someone in the squad also does it, and I totally blew it. So that needed to have a lot of more testing and learning. So let me see if I can have. It's the xTool squad. So let me see if I can. Yeah, have you heard about the xTool squad? It's like all people that work with. You're on the Facebook pages. Yeah, you can apply to become a squad member. So then you can give demos and stuff to people. It's really a lot of fun, and we are with a really big group of creators, and you can demo your machines. And where you're from? If I may ask. Okay, yeah, nice. yeah, it's really a nice community. So I'm in Denmark, so I don't have really a lot of squad members in Denmark. I believe there's one or two. There's a lot in the UK and a whole bunch in Germany, Italy, and Spain, I believe. So, and it's growing. It's definitely growing hard. It's really a lot of fun. Maybe I can find. Da-da. I'm trying to find the page for you so I can share it directly. You just have to go on the main website. But for me, it's currently. There you go. I think it's on here. Yeah, it says join the squad team. So I'm gonna share that link with you. There. Now you can see where you can. Yeah, what kind of paint did you use? Because you say UV fluorescent paint, but is that like acrylic or what kind of type of paint is it? Ah, okay. Rust-Oleum, yeah. I'm still fighting with my camera, by the way. Just saying. Let me go. Where shall we do? Hope that this works. It's a little bit slow today. I don't know why. There we go. There. It's a little bit much light still. This is just on very simple, what is it, 3mm basswood plywood. And make it a bit bigger. Not much, no. Okay, why is this? Okay, the idea was good. The execution is and the top one, okay. No, I have bought a long time ago a whole bag of those pre-cut plates. They work fine. They are stored dry here. It's annoying if they keep warping. I don't know why my my scene doesn't want to move with me. it doesn't want to do it on that, so let's just go to there. I wanted to make it larger for you guys, but not today, it seems. Yeah, I think the bitmap engraving became actually really beautiful. But the vector, like the difference is that the bitmap makes all those shades, right? But the vector doesn't do that. The vector makes everything on the power that you set it. So, and then of course you have the scoring, but I put it a little bit high because I thought it was not gonna work at all. So this is the one I was using, and it's actually a little bit intense. Yeah, but I think that is in general with wood. But I will show. I will show you one. So that's why I think that cork is very forgiving, because you don't really it pretty much reacts often very similar to one another. But this is, for example, bamboo. And well, the middle one is of course not, it doesn't have any oil. I haven't oiled it, so that's definitely something you can see. But these are all three exactly the same settings. I have not changed anything. And it's just like how dry was the wood, what kind of life did the wood have. It sounds very silly, but the one wood had to go through a lot of storms, and therefore their cells were thicker, so they are a lot more resilient to heat. And that is what you will notice when you are engraving, is that each type of wood has their own, yeah, how it reacts to it. So it's not just basswood, it's like wood in general. And I think it's the difficulty of it, but it's also the beauty of it, I think. Because you will never have like two of the exact same results. That is kind of the pretty of it, the beauty. So yeah, that is what I think. I actually haven't really planned much more for today. What is your, because you said you started like 8 months ago. What did you find most difficult to learn? What is the steepest learning curve, or was the hardest to understand? xTool does have lasers that cut through 1mm silver sheets, yes. Well, for sure, you have the metal fab, which is very specifically meant for anything metal. And I would have to check up for you which one it is that. I kind of would assume that the F2 Ultra does it. If you want, I can throw it in the group and ask them, because we have a lot of people that have all the different ones. Yeah. Yeah, so I have a question here on the Facebook side. Someone would like to cut through 1mm silver sheets. So you have the F2 Ultra. Do you know? Can it cut through the silver? Yeah, yeah, the UV is very nice. Let me quickly throw it in the group. I'm gonna ask that for you, Emma. Let me see. So it's really lovely when you are a part of the xTool squad. You have like access to a WhatsApp group and a Discord group, and it's a whole big community. So there's really, really a lot of people that have all different types of machines. Some of them have the whole collection, and well, we kind of help one another along the way. So we learn a lot and very fast. So silver sheet 1 millimeter. Which machine can cut it? So yeah, I don't know everything either, but I know how to figure it out. And if it's not in the squad, then I can still contact the people at xTool themselves. They help as well. Let's see if all the people are still awake. I always have a bit of late streams. Yeah, if you're only 8 months in and you're already doing all that, then you definitely learn super quick. Do you like doing the designs? Or do you like to just grab it from the other community members, what they made? Or what is your love with the lasers? Yeah, okay. I hear here the F2 Ultra would definitely be the machine of choice, Emma. Hello, Martin. Nice of you to be here. Yeah, okay. Have you seen that Adam has a lot of things, a lot of generators now that you can use? It's really a lot of fun to do. I think it's really a lot of fun to use those. This one I made with Adam. But like I said, it's still, some of them are still a little bit in development. You use the heck out of, yeah. I'm a little bit jealous, really. I would so much love to do that. To make relief with coins. I think it's absolutely fabulous. But let me see if I can. So we have Adam here for the people that do not know it, because, well, Red Spiral here knows it. Learning very fast. Thank you. Thank you, Martin. You like playing on custom Hero Quest cards for miniature stands. Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun. So you guys don't know that, but now meanwhile, because I asked a question for Emma about the silver sheet, now the whole squad is woken up and they are all debating, oh, but you can do it like so and this many runs, and so there's so many people. Yes, I'm also streaming on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. So it's like multitasking, which I'm very terrible at. You want to have the Facebook link? Let me see. From this stream or where you can find them always? So this is where I stream on the Facebook. Thank you, that is very sweet. Is there anything that you guys haven't done yet, what you would like to see? This is my YouTube. Yay, there you are. Now you're also multitasking. It's contagious. Yes, yeah. We're pulling the people to Facebook now. We're just hopping. I hope your PC can handle it. So one of the things that I really enjoyed doing, that was the sticker ones. Oh, this is also new. There's a puzzle generator now. I'm gonna swap my screen because otherwise it falls out halfway. So you guys can see it better. Ta-da! So you see that there's a lot of new ones coming. So a few months ago, this was all not here. It goes so fast. Yeah, it's really a lot of fun to play with the xTool machines. I just have the xTool S1. It has a bit of a larger footprint, but it also has, you can do so much with it. And it's of course a pretty safe laser because you can only operate it with the lid down. The lid is that you can't get any damage from the laser, so it is like safety glass. It is really a lot of fun. Actually, one of my all-time favorite projects is very, I think, unconventional, how you say it. It's this one. This is Cliff the cliffhanger, and it's nothing more than a piece of wood, and I had a pretty thick felt, and well, there is a clothing pin on the back, so that is why it's a cliffhanger. That's why its name is Cliff. But actually I made like a little Christmas hat for him, and some other decorations that you can then clip on with other clothing hangers. Yes. Yeah, I also heard that because of the working space that is indeed lower, but on the other hand, it's also quite fast, right? So because I was looking into that today because I'm looking into designing more of those tiles, but they take quite a bit of time to engrave. And one of the things that I notice is that my machine goes left, right, left, right. It's mechanical, so it takes a long time to pass that. And when I see the F2 Ultra at work, it's just like beaming down, and I'm so I was like, okay, that must be faster. Yeah. Yeah, but that is still very cool. I wouldn't get rid of my S1 ever. I think it's the best one to learn because it is very versatile, and since I have both the 20-watt diode and the 2-watt infrared, I can do both on normal materials and on metal. So I think, and I don't know, do you have the riser base under it? Thank you so much, Martin. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I think that it's very nice to have the riser base. I also instantly took that with the bundle and the RA2, so I can put the glasses in there and it can rotate because that gives really nice results. I also have used. Now I'm thinking what the name is. I'm gonna check. Wait a second. You have not? Oh, but it is so good. It is so good to use it, really. It makes life so easy. Now, where is my... I have a glass that's gone missing. That's very sad. So, I used this. I found that as well at some point. I have not yet, but it's a bit of a dream. I have someone close to me that has a 3D printer, and I have a lot of ideas how we can combine that very lovely. Because yeah, I think that is really the best of all the worlds. So anyway, this one, zinc spray. So I learned that, but I learned later on that you're gonna have to be very careful, that you have to vent out very well, because it's not very healthy for your lungs if you breathe that. So take caution when you do that. I didn't know that. I learned along the way. You 3D print rises for your wood sheets. Yeah, that is very smart. So, but the thing that the zinc spray, it works really nice because it's a little bit the same as the titanium dioxide, which I have not tried on the glass yet. But instead of white, you get like a different, but I don't have the one now. So this is the ones on which I was making it of. So these are very nice long drink glasses. And the one that is actually the one with the zinc spray, it turns gray. So that's really nice. I think the result is really nice, but you have to take the safety precautions, of course, very seriously. So I think my next project, what I wanted to do, because we had like all those very beautiful tiny magnets. Yeah, I will do that. That is also something, yeah, to laser up on a 3D print. That must also be really cool. Now where is this the sticker generator? I must be looking over it. There is a sticker generator that I really like because it can actually do something really cool. There. It doesn't have my previous ones, so I'm gonna have to do it like so. Yeah, I'm very curious. Maybe you can show some photos. Would love to see it. I always like to be inspired by people and see what they come up with. You know, your own mind is only one mind. You know, so you can only come up with so much. So I think when you combine that with other people, you know, then that accelerates so hard. Where do I put all my stuffs? There. And then it's this one. There's one that I used that was so cute. This one. Yeah. And I want to have it flat. So this is my part of my logo. This is Frikimi. That is my my artist name, so to say. And Frikimi represents for me how I see myself from the inside. That is nice. Thank you. I would love that. So let's say I do this one and I generate it. It will take my image of Frikimi and it will make that into different versions and you can customize it. But I thought it would be really cool to make like fridge magnets of my own mascot. So yeah, Frikimi is for me how I look on the inside. If I were to pick my own appearance, that would be like this. I would be different. But yeah, how awesome is this? And they are not stuck together. That's what I first thought, that they were like overlapping, but they're not. They're actually separate. But I literally didn't have to do much for this. This was just, I drag in my mascot that I already have and there she goes. Let's see if I can do it with a different version. Maybe I can. I've not tested this, so let's just see what it does. I love to play around, just try stuff. I think it always comes up with really epic results on the sticker one. I really am impressed with it. No, that's cool. See, now she's more like anime, and this is more anime chibi. I move to the left, zoom out. So yeah, this is me. This is definitely me, 100%. When I'm working on my laser, that is so much me. That is how I stand with my laser. Yeah, maybe we can make some cutouts of this the next time, and then we're gonna make those. Have you guys seen the new Omni printer and stuff? There's really a big hype about it currently, especially since they are very sparse. So people are massively trying to get their hands on one, but that one can print like on soft and on rigid objects and makes things so easy. I'm just gonna build it out slowly. I'm gonna be the beginner professional. That is my goal in life now. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know. I don't have a schedule yet for next week, so I will let you guys. You guys can. You just followed me, so you will keep. You will get a notification when I'm gonna be live again. And otherwise, above here, next to my head, you can find this way. That way you can find all my contact details if you want to stay in touch. So next week, I think I'm just gonna see if we can make some nice crafts with some stickers, and we just go through the beginner stuff a little bit more, so everybody can learn along and have little pieces put together for those who find it maybe overwhelming like I did. So I'm gonna end it there. So thank you guys for watching so much, and thank you so much for the raid and the follow and all the stuff. Really amazing. I'm gonna see you guys next week.